You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCCW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I'm telling you, it's like a Monday to us because yesterday we weren't on the air and we were almost on the air, but Richard was sick and poor baby, he's doing better. But this weather has been so weird. People are walking around wearing shorts, tank tops, out shopping and stuff. And the next day they look like we live in Chicago. It was so cold. And now today it's beautiful. I mean, I can take this. This is gorgeous. And we have sunshine. Sunshine is out there. So it is absolutely gorgeous. And Richard is in the house and he's looking all perky and everything. So we're happy about that. We will do it, that whodunit that we missed. We'll redo that next Monday. Hopefully everybody will be here. But I'm excited about today. Because if you've read my post on the Cindy Cochran Show, the Facebook page, and we are the Cindy Cochran Show. Did I say welcome to the Cindy Cochran Show? I may not have done that, and I want to correct that. This is the Cindy Cochran Show, and it is Tuesday. Yes, okay, I'm all right now. But we will get that done. Samuel, my grandson, was going to be here because he loves whodunit. He just loves it, and he loves all those Forensic File and 48 Hours and all those. He loves, watching those and guessing, who's going to do what and all. So he was all practiced for what he was going to ask Lieutenant Bob. And then he didn't get to do it. And he said, oh, man. He said, I'll never get another chance. And I went, no, you will. It'll be fine. And then yesterday I took him to go see Rogue One. Yeah, I went and saw it. And we were so scared that we were going to be, sold out and it wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be able to get in there. And we got there and nobody was there. And it was just like smooth sailing. Now, what I'd love to do, and it's all up to Richard because, he doesn't like last minute things or surprises or anything like that. So in the last segment, it would be very cool if I could get to call Samuel and have him give me his review of Rogue One. I know what it is, but I'd love to have it come out of the lips of a 12-year-old, what he thought about the movie. And I don't know if Richard has heard anything about it, or if you've read any reviews or if you have talked to people that have seen it or not, because I don't want to spoil anything for Richard on anything that has to do with Star Wars. I don't want to even be in that category. So I don't know. I'll talk to Richard during the break and see what his tone of voice is about it, and if he thinks that would be a good idea. If he doesn't, we'll do it another time. Not give him more notice. But since we did go see it yesterday, and I'll tell you my thoughts on it. And if you're okay, here's the deal. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. I don't think it's right for somebody sometimes, that sees a lot of movies all the time. And they're kind of jaded because they see so many movies, or they're really particular and they're very, picky about stuff, to give someone, an opinion on it. But I like a lot of stuff, and I like a lot of stuff that people don't like. I understand that. But Star Wars stuff, I saw the first one in 1977. I saw that one, and I just loved it. I just fell in love with all the characters and all that. And then over the years, it got kind of weird, and it just got weirder and weirder. Where I thought I've got to go back and read books to even understand any of this stuff. So maybe I grew out of it. But every time a new one comes up, I get excited about it because I have grandchildren that are real into it and want to see it. And for people that are older that are really into it. In fact, at church Sunday, the guy that was doing a presentation used Rogue One as an example. And he said, not many people would think you could use a Star Wars film as, to pull from as a source for something spiritual, but I think I can. And I know Star Wars. I know Star Wars. In fact, anybody out there in the audience that wants to play Star Wars trivia with me, don't even think about it. Because, I mean, he went on and on about this, and all the kids are looking at each other like, what is he? What is he challenging us or what? So anyway, it was all because Star Wars Rogue One is about hope. And so that's how he drew it back around. So he could talk about the movie. He reached far to be able to talk about that movie and then draw a conclusion about it's about hope. And that was a good thing. So anyway, but my opinion, if anybody cares, and if you want to cover your ears while I say this, my daughter, who is really into Star Wars, my oldest daughter, Christy, loves Star Wars, loves all the Star Wars stuff. And she called me. I called her, and I said, where are you? She says, I'm in the movie. I'm at Rogue One. I went, oh, I'm so sorry. She says, no, I'm walking out. I said, oh, is it over? No. It was over about maybe 30 minutes into it. It was over. And she walked out on it. I said, how could you walk out on that show? Everybody's been raving about that. She says, not for me. So we went to it, and she told everybody what she thought about it. And I told Samuel, I said, let's look for the good. Let's go in there thinking it's going to be great. Okay. So we went, and here's the thing about movies. It's either like if it's so bad, but the popcorn is good or the hot dog is good, then there's a reason to stay. And I didn't have time to go get spaghetti or a hamburger or anything like that and put it in my purse. So I was totally dependent on what they had at the concession stand. And the hot dog, I think, had been there like all day, the hot dogs. And I said, how long has this wiener been on this roll here? It's horrible. And she said, well, I think it's been all day. And I went ahead and took, because I was so hungry. And I took it and I got in there, and it actually had a unique taste to it because it had been on there so long. So anyway, I could handle that. The popcorn, great. Butter, great. Everything's great. This movie was horrible. In my opinion, I'm not a purist, and I think that's what you have to be to go in and see this movie. And there weren't a lot of kids there. But I asked the guy, the ticket taker, I said, is everybody already in the movie? Did we get here late? He goes, no, everything's just dropped off after, like it came out Thursday night, Friday, and this was Saturday. I mean, this was Sunday, and it was already, the crowds were gone. And I said, oh my word, I hope this isn't word of mouth. And he looked at me and he raised his eyes like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. So I am telling you, save your $50 and maybe wait for it to come out on Netflix or something like that. But you have to hear the sound. The sounds are great and all that stuff. But it seemed like it was just a rehash of the first one. It was so close to the first one. It didn't seem like you were seeing anything creative or anything different. And so, but I'll just, I need you to hear it from a 12-year-old, what he thought of it. And I didn't say anything. I wanted to enjoy the popcorn and the hot dog, and that'd be it. So all the hoop-de-la on Rogue One and the amount of advertising and all that they did, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this is just one person's opinion, and I'm just gauging by what people said at the show, at the movie, and all that stuff. But I want people to save money. I couldn't stand to stand there if somebody says, hey, should I go see this? I went, it depends. I'd have to know their background. I'd have to know, like, are you into Star Wars? Have you read all the books? Do you know everything? Like Richard. Richard is amazing about the trivia of Star Wars. But he was so skeptical about the last one. I guess he's more than a purist. He just doesn't want anything to mess with the story and all. So I just wonder, are you going to take your nephews to go see this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's just I love to hear what you say about it because of your background, what you think it's going to be. But the trailers and all that, I don't know, didn't happen for me. But Tom Cruise is in a movie that's going to come out, and it is amazing looking. It is amazing looking. It is just, wow. I mean, Tom Cruise looks so much better than he did in his last movie. I don't know whether getting away from Scientology or what happened, but he's using a new makeup, or it is just he looks good. He looked really good, and the movie looks very intriguing, very exciting. So I'm excited about that. I have no idea what the name of it is, but he looked good, and it was exciting. I went and saw Hacksaw Ridge, and oh my word, I don't like war movies at all, but I went because that's the only thing Sam would go see, and I could get popcorn, and we went to go see that, and it's an amazing film. I mean, it really is an amazing film, and he should get a lot of awards by it, and especially that it was a true story. And I love at the end when they have the real people that were in the movie talk about the times that we had just seen, and it's just exactly how they had, shown what happened was so reality. It was just amazing. It was good, and so that turned out well. That made up for Rogue One. But I just want to tell everybody I've got an exciting interview coming up. We are going to be talking to, excuse me, I never get that cough button in time. We're going to be talking to Amber Harmon. That's the daughter of Deanie Harmon. And she was on with her not too long ago. And Amber happens to be blind, and she is an amazing person. And also, CC Cool, Carly Cremin, is in the house. Oh, I'm so excited to see Carly. I haven't seen her in a while. She is also blind, and they're going to talk about, they've never met, but we're going to have them meet in just a minute. And they're going to talk about what life's like and let, us ask questions that are kind of stupid and dumb, but they're going to answer them anyway. Okay, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. It is real reality radio.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we are looking for talk show hosts and volunteer DJs for our music shows. Are you interested in having your own talk show on Lone Star, or have you always wanted to live out your dreams of being a music DJ? With the addition of Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and video aspects of our talk shows, we are needing people to grow with us. If you or someone you know might be interested, please contact us online at irlonestar.com/contact us, or call the station at 936-647-5747 for more information.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, a real reality radio. That's what we like to call it, because we are so real, such reality, and it's great. I am so excited to introduce you to my next guest. We're going to be talking to Deanie Harmon's daughter, Amber Harmon. And good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
It's so great to have you on the show, and I'm so glad we got to call you. I know there were some difficulties for you to be able to get here, but I'm glad I got your voice. That's what we want. And I want to introduce you to Carly Cremin. We call her CC Cool, but you can call her Carly if you want to.
Hi.
And this is Amber, Carly, Amber.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And so I talked about how, on my Facebook page, talked about how much you guys will have in common, of course, naturally, but that we're going to be amazed and our awareness, heightened because of your insight. Because that word that has a double meaning, the insight that you guys have about the world around you that we don't experience because of, it's so funny, you always hear this, but you just don't understand it. It's true, is when you lose one of your senses, that the others are more heightened. Now, Amber, is that true to you?
Yes, it's true to me. And since I'm also hearing impaired, losing two of my senses, I feel that my senses are, more heightened.
Right. And is that true for you, Carly?
Yes. My hearing, my smelling, my touch, everything is stronger. But I do have weaknesses.
which I think we all have. I mean, how many times have you talk to people like people that you know that can see, but they can't see what's really going on, and people that hear and that really don't hear what's being said or what's going on. That sometimes because of the concentration that you guys have, where do you ever see or feel like your hands are your eyes? Is that what like your hands become your eyes, and that's kind of the replacement of that, right?
Yes. Most of the time.
Yep, I call my 10 fingers my eyes.
Yep.
Well, that's what is interesting. And when your mom had Carly, Deanie, Amber's mom, had a group of people they were talking to about being aware of what blind people go through and what, with the can be conflicts and all that stuff, is that she asked everybody to go home and have, I think it was like have a dinner, but they had to, keep their eyes closed, or
did they keep their eyes closed or put a sleep shade on? Because you can do it either way.
Yeah.
But the sleep shade would probably work better.
Well, she had them go and either put something around their eyes or whatever, that they were able to be in total darkness and try and eat. And it became pretty humorous because the food got all over them and trying to eat.
That's what they do at the School for the Blind. They have trainings that put them through that.
Well, that's what I think is interesting, is that when I've worked with many different types of disabilities, and it was someone in a wheelchair, someone that could not walk for the whole day. People that wanted to understand what they were going through would sit in a wheelchair and not be able to get up and walk and have to do all the things and have the assistance and people to try and get some idea of what people go through. But do you think that's true, or can anyone really do that unless they live it every day, Amber?
I think it's an everyday thing.
It's hard to really get an understanding of what you go through unless you were having to live it every single day. And and in your mind, does it aggravate you to have people act like, or you get a sense that they're feeling sorry for you?
Yes.
Carly goes, yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, because it's like, just because we can't see doesn't mean, we don't have our other senses, and so that can be pretty frustrating.
Well, because you don't want anybody to treat you in a way that is, in any way that takes away or diminishes your, like your integrity or what you can do and what you're capable of. And I think like the aspirations that you would have with any disability, but if you were blind, what do you say to yourself? Like, okay, I'm blind, so I'm not going to go out and try and be this or be that, or I'm not going to be an Uber driver or something like that. And so there's limitations. And what's funny though, we all have that though. I wouldn't propose to go work in any kind of mathematical, job or anything like that would have to use my brain, the left side of my brain.
No.
Wouldn't be there. But is that something that, when you aspire and you think of all the things that you can do, I know that you can, we don't want to put limits on anybody, but how do you see that, Amber, that side of life?
Well, I just look at it as, like if I could see, I would, I'd want to do this or I want to do that. But I just don't let that part of me get in the way. I mean,
right.
I just try to adapt to it. And
well, you have a beautiful attitude, and Carly does too. Carly becomes very aggressive and about. Yes, I'm gonna try and push the envelope until I have to mail it, and so that's how she looks at things and attacks things.
I worked at a coffee shop for 4 years at a school that I recently graduated from, the School for the Blind and Visually Impaired in Austin.
Right, and working, and working as working as the yeah, that's so funny. I can say that name, but she would serve coffee and make the coffee and all that, and here she is dealing with this piping hot stuff, and but
112 degrees heat. Steamed milk.
And so here's, and the customers come up, and so it was a great experience for the customers as well. Don't you think, Amber?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what I think I like about Amber. She's 21 years old. I mean, Carly is 21 years old, and she is so she's a lot into the technology. Are you a lot into the technology that they've developed?
Yeah, technology is I have a computer, an iPhone, iPad. So
yeah,
I'm always using some kind of technology.
Well, Carly came walking in here one day looking like someone straight out of a futuristic film with the glasses and the Google glasses.
No, they're not Google glasses.
Oh, what were they?
They're the technology is called OrCam, and I'm sorry I didn't bring it this time because I didn't know you wanted to show that. But anyway, basically, it helps you read printed material. But it's mostly for visually impaired. I am visually impaired, but I don't have as much as vision as some. I can only see light and dark and shadows. So this technology has been a challenge for me to use, but basically you just look at something and press the button and it'll read it to you. And then it also recognizes faces, and I think they're even making it to where it'll recognize places. So you can program your favorite place and it'll tell you, I guess, when you're there. I'm not really sure.
Well, Carly said, if you'll come over here and talk to me for a while, I'm gonna do a diagnostic on you, and then I'll be able to, I'll be able when you come in the room again, or you come up next to me, I'll know who it is, or who's there. Like she wouldn't, because I walk in and go, Carly, how are you doing?
Yeah. I know who you are. I know who. Yeah, the people in Conroe Coffee are. I know who everybody is.
Yeah, I promise I would never sneak up on you.
Yeah,
and go, guess who? But this is what it was so weird, is that it did look like very futuristic, and so I didn't know. Have you seen those, Amber? Do you know about the glasses?
No, I haven't. Since I'm totally blind, I don't really think those would work for me.
Right. Oh well, but it sends you. What's the information like when it tells you the place? How does it do that? Does it do it audibly in your ear, or is it?
Yes. What happens is you have this big, bulky device, and I hope someday they'll change that, but it's not very small. And then you have this earpiece. It's bone conduction earpiece, and basically it talks to you. It doesn't tell you everything. I wish it did, because I have orientation challenges and I wish it would help me with that.
But that's it's just exciting to know that so many things, because of the technology, are being developed, and that you will be able to, I guess profit from all that, because of how they're trying to make it easier and easier for you as a blind person walking down the street and being independent. Now, I never thought about Uber being like a godsend to so many people that they could call. Have you used it, Amber?
I've used it. Yes, I have, and it's very accessible.
Yeah, especially because if you ask for assistance to walk to your door, they'll give you assistance. It's not like a taxi where they'll leave you.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I was talking to Carly about Uber and how that, how it works. I've never used it, and I've just been afraid, like that's weird. Like, how do I know that they're good or they're good people and all that? And she says the ones that she's used, they give her cards and say, call me, and then, I'll be here for you because I understand the situation and it'll make it easier for you. But that is such a great help and an idea. I never thought about that part of it. So I love that people will come up with inventions and, everything hadn't been invented yet. So but the old school here, is it old school now for like a seeing eye dog?
No.
No.
They're still
No.
seeing eye dogs, but now they're still called seeing eye dogs. But they're still seeing eye dogs, they're still therapy dogs.
Oh, okay.
Still
Yeah.
dogs to help you.
Have you ever used one of those dogs? Did you ever, Amber?
have.
You have?
I have, yes. I got my dog from Seeing Eye back in 2007.
Oh.
And I had her for 3 years. She was a black lab named Roslyn.
Oh.
And I had to retire her due to she started having some health issues, and so I had to retire her.
Oh,
Because usually they can operate for 5 years.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
about what they see. That is just that's amazing to me. Now, and that's how a lot of people, that would have questions to ask would go like, "Do you still use a dog?" They don't know what to ask. Carly gave me some questions. This is like most asked questions by her, and Amber. I'll have both of y'all answer these. Yeah, we got time. This is a question. How long have you been blind or visually impaired?
Yeah. First of all, are you blind or visually impaired? But you already answered. You said that you're totally blind, right?
Yeah, I'm totally blind.
Okay.
So if there are the politically correct thing to say, see, this is what deaf people would get so thought it was so dumb, because they would say, I'm not hearing impaired. I don't have anything. I can't hear anything. There's nothing to be impaired. I have no hearing. Why do you call me hearing impaired? But so anyway, we do want to try and stay as politically correct as possible. That's a joke on the show. I'm not politically correct. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and do not go away. We've got these fascinating ladies here to talk to us and make us more aware of what's going on. All right, guys, don't go away. Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Real reality radio.
I know you know this already, but most of the shows on Lone Star Community Radio are available in podcast format. If you want to keep up with the latest shows, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lone Star Community Radio, and our website at irlonestar.com. You can even follow us on SoundCloud and Twitter to see the latest posts from Lone Star Community Radio. Can't find a show? Then just search for it on irlonestar.com in the search bar to the top right of every page. Or just contact us on irlonestar.com/contact us with your questions, demands, sponsorships, anything. Lone Star Community Radio is your Montgomery County community radio station.
Blind from birth.
Parents found out that I was blind at about 2 months of age.
2 months of age.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was blind when I was 3 months. So,
3 months.
yeah.
Okay. Well, so that's what you don't remember being able to see at that point. 2 months.
No,
So
our eyes haven't developed yet.
right. So it's just like no one knew really until things started going wrong, and you started, like, okay, something's wrong here. Let's find out what's wrong. But it's interesting because people, even though people see as much as they do, have as much technology around, and there's so many things that you should be aware of, and all the TV shows, Google, everything that people are inundated with, information. It just is amazing to me that they still get the disabilities mixed up. And I remember, Amber, I think I told you, I interpreted the news for the deaf on Channel 13 every morning from 1970 to 1980.
That amazes me still.
Every morning.
We do that.
And so it was, and I can't tell you how many letters I got at Channel 13 of people saying, "Thank you so much for interpreting the news for the blind." And I go like, "Oh man." And then when people come up and say that to me, I have to say, well, and I didn't know how to explain to them that it's not for blind people. It is, it's not for blind people. It's for someone who can't hear. And they just, and they're just being so sweet, but they didn't understand it when they say it. But I learned that a lot of people would do that. And hearing impaired people would say that people would come up to them and go, "I'm so sorry that you're blind." And they go like, "I'm not blind. I just can't hear." And so it is something that Carly was just saying, that people would come up to her and, and use, that she's hearing impaired and not visually impaired. But I think that the deaf people would tell me, "Listen, don't call me hearing impaired. I've never heard, and there's nothing broken. There's nothing impaired. Don't say that." And it was just like, okay. They would get upset.
And then when people, the other thing that irritates me is when people speak up for me. People talk for me. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my voice. I can talk, okay? Like,
Yeah, I'm
let
standing
me talk.
right here.
Let me talk.
Now, that's a good point. And I think that is people get nervous or they don't know how to react, and they don't know, they just don't know how to act. They're just it's silly. But so they talk around you, and they talk, whoever's standing next to you they think they're the ones that can understand everything.
When I'm ordering something, like, ask me. Don't order for me. Like, my mom still does that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm standing right here. I mean, like, I can talk myself. Like
let me order for myself. I need to learn how to do this.
What is it? What is it that you would like to ask Carly, Amber?
What do you think the most difficult thing for you, being blind? What's the most difficult?
I don't know. I had a lot of things that are difficult, and a lot of things, well, I won't say difficult, challenging. Academics were really challenging for me. I barely passed school, but I did. And O&M is a little bit of a struggle for me.
What's O&M?
Orientation, mobility. Basically, it's how you get around. Somebody trains you how to get around. It's the step you get to before you get a service dog.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then I guess the other thing, I don't know. I'm very musically inclined. I'm very good at music. But this coffee shop thing that the coffee shop that I worked at, I had to work very hard, and repetition is my thing for everything. I have to have repetition for everything. Like, it's crazy.
You mean, are you talking about in learning or?
In learning.
In learning. Repetition.
Like, when I go to a new job, I have to, yes, I will learn it, but you have to give me lots of time. Like, I can't learn like everybody else. You can't teach me 1 or 2 times and expect me to get it. I have to do it over and over. I have to feel it. I have to, do whatever it takes to learn it.
Amber, what's the most challenging thing for you?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess for me is spatial awareness.
Yes.
That's probably the most difficult thing for me. Is
Yes.
knowing where stuff is in a room.
Yeah.
Knowing where people are in the room.
Yep.
That's probably the biggest.
Yep.
That's
challenge.
interesting. That's it. So when you hear the voice, where to turn, or where somebody's standing, and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But can you feel? Can you feel somebody walk into? I mean, if everything's quiet, but they walk into the room and they haven't made a sound, do you feel their presence, or do you just feel that something's changed in the room? You know, somebody's there.
It depends on the room.
That's probably true.
Yeah, because sometimes rooms can be all echoey and we can hear things, and sometimes rooms are quiet. Like, and it affects us different ways.
Okay, here's a deep question.
All right.
When you're talking to friends and some guy comes into the room, no, you don't know him, and by his voice, you go like, yikes, that's a good-looking voice because he sounds good. I like what he's saying and all that. Now, I want to get to know him better. So, have you ever thought you might be exploiting the fact that you're blind when you go over and say, can I feel your face?
I generally don't touch people's faces unless they offer it to me, just because I'm really big on personal space with people, you know. Like,
well, we asked this to Amber. We were talking to Amber about her mom and I, and about some people that we were like, would I ever use that? Like, can I feel your face? Just, you know, you sound so handsome. I just want to make sure it is, and that you're that way. But have you ever been disappointed when somebody says, oh, feel my face so you get to know what I look like and all that, and you go like, wow, you know, that's a weird face. Yeah. Have you ever done that? I have the greatest questions. I just, you know, the producer I have that comes up with these questions for me are so. So, what about the face feeling thing? I want to know about that.
I usually just like, well, for me, if they like say, would you like to feel my face? Like if they ask me, sometimes, I don't know, like if I feel comfortable with the person, I will, but if I don't really know them that well, then, or I don't know, if it's just a situation I don't feel comfortable in, I'll just say, no thanks.
Yeah.
That would be harsh. Would you feel my face? No thanks.
No thanks.
Sorry.
Or I might want to.
Sorry, that's just kind of.
I might want to touch somebody's somebody, you know, like some other part, you know, that
so you got to be careful
to people, not their face. But
well, when you shake somebody's hand, somebody shakes your hand, or you touch their hand, and
you touch their hand.
That's
fun.
But now I went over to Amber and I took her hand and I put it up on my face and I said, "This is my good side. What do you think?" And of course she had the right answer. Oh, you've got a beautiful left side of your face. I don't know what the other side's going to look like, but
I don't even.
But see, listen, this is so interesting about Amber. Amber has been is it what's the animals that you were judging and people would come over?
Sheep, rabbits and sheep.
Rabbits and sheep.
Yep.
She knows so well. People will come up and they'll bring their animal to her and say, feel this animal, and she will tell them, like, you need to stop feeding it this, or it's getting too heavy, or this animal is, and be able to tell them stuff like that. That's so cool. Oh, that just impressed me, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That's what, and you do that at
I did that when I was in school.
That's right, when you were in school, and that's, I just think that's awesome. So you never know what it is, but that's the way when I would meet a guy, and he wanted to take you out, and you'd say, well, first I have to feel your face. I mean, I have to know what you kind of look like, or something about you.
I'm not going to respond.
Well, do you ask them? Do you ask questions when you meet somebody? You know, like, what color eyes you have? I don't care, but what, are you tall? Let's see, how tall are you, or whatever?
No, not really. I probably should, but I don't.
Ask those
I don't really. I pay attention to how you are in the inside. Are you nice?
Are you nice?
Polite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you care about, do you
Subjects that you'd like to talk about, yeah.
do you want to yeah, I mean, it's not based on appearances for us.
I love that world. I love that world. Oh, we got to go to a break and we'll be right back. But I love that. Let's talk about the world where it doesn't matter what you look like. I like that. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show. We will be right back after this. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
This is Cindy Cochran. I just want to thank you for listening. I know your ears will thank you for the experience. And don't forget to listen live when you can, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I have just totally forgotten about the cameras that are now present in the room because we are recording for being on TV on cable on Suddenlink, and so we're doing some tests today, and it's great. It's great. Well, you'll be able to see us. You'll be able to hear us. You'll be able to. Let's see, come by and look through the window. There's just so many options of being able to come and see us and hear us, and so that you won't miss us in any way. But always being transmitted globally on irlonestar.com, and then there it is. You just click on it and listen to us. And then we'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Suddenlink. We'll be on the car radio on 106.1 and 104.5. So it's exciting that we're just everywhere. We're everywhere. So we got to be good. And today has been great because we had Cece Cool with us and Amber Harmon. Are you still there with us, Amber? Hello, Amber. Are you there?
I'm here.
You're still there. Okay, good. Because I was afraid I might have lost you. Yeah. But Amber, a perfect world, just where you don't, you can just be you, and all you're listening to, hearing, and feeling from me is who I am by what I say and my, and how nice I am to you. And if I bring you, gifts and things like that. But I'm telling you, that's a great world to live in, Amber. I like that.
Yep.
Well, you judge people when you listen to them, when you hear them. And, people would say back in the 60s when I was young, they talk about the aura people had. There's an aura about people. And and do you feel that when you meet somebody? Do you automatically feel like, I like this person, or I don't know about this person?
Yes.
I have the aura. I can. That is one. I think that's another one of my senses, because I can feel the, say if it's a good person or a not so nice person or something like that. I can sense that.
Yeah, I can sense that too.
That's awesome.
I can sense a lot of things.
That's like a very, very cool, power to have. Just like,
well, some people call it the supernatural, but I wouldn't.
Well, just imagine you're very discerning, I'm sure, about everything. But that, we're trying to teach people to be aware. When Lieutenant Bob comes on Mondays, he talks about be aware of your surroundings, be aware of who's around you, all that stuff. He goes on and on. And you're saying, well, I'm blind, I can't see my surroundings and all that. But you have a better sense than we do because you're listening and you're concentrating on so many things that we just take for granted or we're not paying attention to. And so I love that awareness about you guys, because when you and I talk, or Carly and I talk, and things that she'll say or she'll ask me, and I'll go like, I should think about that. I need to think about that more. That's a good idea. Because Carly, remember you asked one time, how do you dream, or what do you see when in your dreams? What are the dreams like?
Yeah, because I did a project on, I did a paper on dreaming for speech. So
That's awesome.
I did dreaming from a blind person's perspective.
Right,
since
right. See, and-
nobody knows about that.
well, I mean, we never have those kind of conversations. So I love that. That brings up a lot of it. Yeah, to think about that. But Amber, I just want to tell you and Carly, y'all have been amazing, and we just have to do this again. You're just going to have to come on. You're going to have to come on and be able to meet her, physically meet her.
Love to.
And maybe she'll bring her glasses, and we can talk about that. Or y'all bring a dog up here. I want to have a dog up here and talk to a trainer.
Oh, okay. Well,
That would be fun to do that. But thank you so much for being so open and honest, and just helping us raise our awareness to what's going on, and that the fact that you're judging me only by what you hear comes out of my mouth is scary. I think I don't know. But anyway, I just love you guys so much, and I appreciate you, and I just hope you have the merriest of Christmases this year, and just keep spreading the joy that you spread when you walk into a room, and what you guys bring to our lives, that we come in contact. Thank you so much. You're wonderful, and you've helped us a lot today. So thank you, Amber, and you have a Merry Christmas. Okay?
You too. Thank you for having me again on your show.
Okay, love you. Okay, bye-bye, sweetie.
All right, bye.
And Carly, thank you.
you're welcome.
Don't go anywhere. You're right here.
I'm
She's right here.
I'm not gonna go anywhere.
Stay right here. Okay, guys, listen. All right, I couldn't get a hold of Samuel, so I'm just going to tell you. This was his reaction to Rogue One. 12 years old. We're sitting there, and he leans over and goes, "Way too much dialogue." And I went. He says, "Let's go." And I went, because there's too much dialogue. There's action's going to come. Action's going to come. And so when the action would come, he goes, "That's not action." So I don't know whether because it's going back in time, and that and he's already saw the first Star Wars, and so it just did not impress him at all. It bored him. He said, "This is so boring." This is a 12-year-old. He watches all of the Star Wars, like all the cartoons that are on and all the animation stuff that's out there every day, and this just did not excite him. So I don't know who they made it for.
Liked Star Wars just because it's so visual, because it's so like there's a lot of graphics and action, and I'm like,
I can't. It was
I'm
like
not
that.
able to see it.
You're right. In the first one, it was. I mean, it was a lot of action going on.
I had to watch it with my dad.
But I think this is.
Made me watch them.
Well, I think they're trying to, tell the story so that you understand why people did what they did. But when there's a part where Darth Vader comes walking in to the shot, and Samuel went, "Finally, somebody I recognize," because he didn't understand any of this stuff.
Oh my God.
And there's like little cameos of R2D2, but the best character and the best acting was done by the robot, and that's sad when you have to say that
That
kind of
is
stuff.
sad.
Yeah, so that was just my opinion, and I know, it's my opinion, my perspective, my reality. So I don't know if I made Samuel sit through it because of how much we paid to get in there. So I said, "You're going to have to listen to every piece of this dialogue, or until I finish my popcorn and hot dog, and then maybe we'll go." But I made him stay and watch.
You only go for the food. You only go for the food.
Well, if the movie's bad, I have something to fall back on.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Hacksaw Ridge, though, it's a keep. It's good, and but you're saying it's because you're old, Cindy. It's just because you're old. But that's why I wanted to tell you. A 12-year-old did not like that movie either. So anyway, that's how I felt about it, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody, because if you're a real Star Wars fan, you're saying, "Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about. You're old." Blah, blah, blah. So go and spend the $50 and then call me and tell me you wish you would have listened to me. Just like I wish I would have listened to my daughter when she said, "I'm walking out of this thing right now." I should have known.
Yeah.
But you always have hope, and that's what Star Wars is about. Hope. Tomorrow we're going to be talking to the Conroe Tiger Band, not the whole band, but we're going to talk to about 5 different students in that band, And they're getting ready to do a fun run. Not getting ready. They're getting ready, but it's not going to be until, I think, February. But they want to come on and start getting people signed up for this because it's going to be for a great cause, and they want you guys there. And so we're going to have them in tomorrow and talk about what all to look forward to that. But I told these kids, I said, you understand, if I ask you questions, you got to answer. And I ask weird questions. And you may want to do some research and listen to some of my archive shows on YouTube. And they went, "You're on YouTube? Wow, that's cool." Okay, so anyway, that's going to happen tomorrow. Carly, again, thank you so much. Love you. I'm so glad that you're here with us. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day in this beautiful weather if you live out here. Okay, the Cindy Cochran Show, real reality radio.
Thanks for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star Community Radio, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, TV, media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production produced by the show host and Dick Schishler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schishler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.